Wow. Hello, 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 everybody. Hey, squatties. How is everybody doing tonight? Sounds like my music got a little weird towards the end, but that's okay. I play that song because I love it. I just absolutely love it. It has that feel good vibe. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Success Squad? How is everybody doing? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Let me go ahead and turn on my comments here. Okay, now I see you guys. Now I see everybody. What's up, squatties? Good evening. Happy Friday. It's the weekend, baby. I see the usual suspects are in the house. How's everybody doing? I have to be honest. I have to be honest. I have to be honest. Special K Thoughts isn't really doing too well. There was some news that came out today here in these United States of America. And, just really, really has me in a funk. You know what I'm saying? It really does. It's put me in a mood, so I'm not too sure how I'm going to do during this podcast tonight. I got to be honest, I got to keep it real. But nevertheless, we got to keep on keeping on. So, welcome, welcome, welcome everybody to Megan's World. Megan, Duchess of Advocacy World Podcast. This is our special edition of Success Talk that we have on Friday nights. So, what we do on Friday nights, for those of you, this being the first time that you have ever joined us, what we do on Friday nights is we have a family chat. We have a success family chat, and we talk about our faves and what is going on in the latest news in the world of success. Yes, Harry and Meghan, Megan and Has, Megs and Has, the Duke and Duchess of Success. How are you guys doing? Let me go ahead and look in the chat. Welcome, 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 everybody in the chat, and welcome to all of you out there who are listening, who are not in the live chat. I see everybody is doing well. For those of you who are not subscribers, I'm going to need you to go ahead and hit the subscribe button, please. Everybody who's in the live chat, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. I want to see some flowers. I want to see some roses. I want to see some drinks. I want to see people dancing. Bring out those adult beverages. Ugh. How is everybody doing tonight? Like I was saying earlier in the chat, I'm kind of in a funk. There is a lot going on here in these United States of America that I'm not too happy about. But we will talk about that later. Because I'm pretty sure that the news that came out in America today, I'm pretty sure that the Duchess, Madam Duchess, Meghan, I'm pretty sure she, probably feels the same way I feel about the Supreme Court decision that came down in these United States of America today. So we are going to touch on that a little bit tonight because we know that Meghan is an advocacy. She's an advocate for women's issues and women's rights. So we are going to talk about that today in regards to what happened in these United States of America. But in the meanwhile, I want to give a huge hug and a big kiss to the Success Squad. Success Squad, we are a global squad, aren't we? We are an international squad. We are wide on all sides of the globe, aren't we? We speak multi languages in this squad, don't we? We represent all different races, colors, and creeds and nationalities in this squad, don't we? Okay, I see the adult beverages being represented in the live chat. And if you're not drinking an adult beverage, if you're drinking water, let me know because it's very important to hydrate. If you're drinking tea, let me know. If you're drinking Kool-Aid, let me know. All right, let's go ahead and take the time. I want you guys to take the time to let me know where you are from and where you're at. Who you be? Let me know, let me know, let me know. Yes, we are everywhere. Wheeze is everywhere. And if you are not a subscriber to Megan, Duchess of Advocacy World podcast, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I want to give a huge shout out to all of our members. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your support. Yes, 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 our Duchess is a feminist. Yes, she is. So I'm pretty sure she was not happy about the news that came out today, but we will talk about that later on in the chat. All right, squaddies, we're going to go ahead and get started in this live podcast of Sexist Talk because, we have a lot to talk about. Yeah, I would say we have a lot to talk about. Okay, I see Brooklyn is in the house. I see Team Australia is in the house. How you doing? Is it Hi Love? How are you? What time is it in Australia? We got Virginia in the house. We got Jamaica in the house. And Jamaica is drinking water. Hey, nothing's wrong with that, right? We got ATL in the house. How you doing, ATL? We got somebody who's drinking diet ginger ale in the South. All right. You guys don't want to know what I'm drinking. We got somebody from Texas in the house, and they are eating mint chocolate chip ice cream. Sounds good. I'm not a mint person, though. All right. We got somebody from Los Angeles in the house. Delaware is representing. Okay, so it's 10:15 a.m. in Australia. Okay. We got somebody from the Netherlands. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And it is 2:16. What is that in the AM? Oh my goodness, you're in bed and it's 2:16 in the morning. Thank you for listening. We appreciate that. Okay, Detroit is in the house. I see Anastasia is drinking a non-alcoholic drink. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, Bright Eyes PBJ, you are drinking alternating between margaritas and water. That's a good idea. Channel member right there. Thank you for your support. And you are from the Bay Area. So I know you and I see eye to eye. Lipton tea. Okay. I can rock with that. Jennifer, it's 1:17 in Great Britain. Woo! Thank you to all of the international squatties where it's really late at night. Thank you for joining this live podcast of Success Talk. All right, we got somebody from New York and they are drinking water. Okay, we got a lot of people in the chat drinking water tonight. That's a good thing. That is a good thing. How are you doing, Church Nelly? Good to see you. That's a homie right there. I need to see my girl, Miss Lydia. Where are you at? Oh, I see you. Okay. How you doing, Miss Lydia? Another channel member. Boney Mighty, how are you? Black Queen, how are you doing? How are you doing, Susie Q? All right, like I was saying earlier, we are all family. So thank you for joining us tonight. I see we got somebody from Toronto, Canada. V Thomas, how are you? We got somebody else from the UK. Boney Mighty, you're from the UK? Okay. We got somebody else from Montreal, Canada. Okay. Canada is looking better and better. Ah, all right, let me perk up. Let me perk up. Let me get with it. Let me perk up. Let me snap out of it. All right, Success family, we're going to go ahead and start Success Talk. We're going to talk about our faves, the Duke and Duchess of Success, Harry and Meghan. Yeah, I know. Canada is looking really good, isn't it? Mm, mm, mm. And like I said, we're going to talk about that later on in the chat. But let's go ahead and get started. All right. Well, you know what? We're going to start this live podcast. You know, I guess we're going to start off with the drama. Might as well, right? So we're just going to go ahead and start off with the drama, the drama, the drama. Get it out the way, right? Let's get it out the way. So, I'm pretty sure everybody who follows Harry and Meghan, and I'm pretty sure everybody who is a squatty wasn't too surprised when this news came out about Buckingham Palace, right? Buckingham Palace, aka insinuations, smears, and then they bury. Isn't that what Buckingham Palace does? Isn't that what the monarchy does when it comes to Harry and Meghan? Especially Meghan, though. They put out a lot of insinuations, a lot of smears, hateration campaign. And when those insinuations and smears don't go their way, they bury. They bury it. They try to bury those insinuations and smears. That's what Buckingham Palace does when it comes to Meghan, the feminist. Meghan and Harry, but more so Meghan, the feminist. So the palace dropped this. And like I said, Success Squad, we pretty much knew that they were going to do this because they told us that they were going to do this. They told us that when they finished their sham inquiry or investigation, whatever they want to call it, we call it a sham. right? A farce, a smear campaign. However, Buckingham Palace told us that when they finished their inquiry, their investigation, whatever the hell it was, regarding the bullying allegations against Meghan, that they were not going to release the results to the public. They told us this in the beginning. So, after what? How long did it take them? About a year? First of all, who takes a whole year to do an inquiry about bullying allegations? What credible institution, what credible agency, what credible place of business takes a whole year to quote unquote investigate bullying allegations about somebody who wasn't even an employee? Isn't that what Megan was told by the Human Resources Department when she asked for help when she was having suicidal thoughts? Wasn't that what she was told? Wasn't she told that she was not an employee of the institution? Mhm. So anyway, we'll go ahead and talk about this sham investigation. So Buckingham Palace lets us know that they finished their investigation, their inquiry about the bullying allegations that were leveled against Meghan. So they finished it. It took them a year. And they say that they are not going to let the public know what their results were. However, based on this inquiry, they're going to update their human resources policies. Yeah, right. Just like they were going to hire a diversity czar. Remember that? Remember when they said that they were going to hire a diversity czar when there were allegations of racism, when it was brought to the public's attention that somebody within the family was concerned about how dark Archie's skin might be. And so they figured that they would release a statement with this big old lie saying that they were going to hire a diversity star just to quiet the public down. And then a few months later, they were like, oh, no, we're not going to hire a diversity star. We're not going to do that. We're not going to hire a diversity czar. Just like they're not going to update or improve or change their HR policies. That's not going to happen. It's 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 a bunch of bullshit. They're lying. They're not updating a damn thing. Okay? They're not. They lie all the time. They say whatever just to quiet the public down. And they're hoping and they're praying that people forget about it. That's exactly what they do. They've been doing it for the past 70 years. A leopard never changes its spots. They've been doing it for the past 70 years because they've been getting away with it for the past 70 years. Because for whatever reasons, there's too many, not all, but there are too many British citizens that let them get away with that bullshit. See this picture right here? This is how the world is looking at the monarchy, right? This is how the world is looking at the monarchy. Like, huh? How are you going to put out this big, bold statement saying that you are launching an investigation against someone, and then it takes you a whole year to finish your investigation, and then you tell the public that we're not going to release the results of our investigation to the public? Really? Like, make that make sense, right? So, the royal rodent reporters were saying that Buckingham Palace, you know, the insinuation smears institution, Buckingham Palace is saying, well, they're not really saying this. Buckingham Palace is not really saying this, but they have sanctioned their royal gossip hacks to say this, that, Buckingham Palace is probably not releasing the results of this sham investigation because, they want to protect Meghan and they want to protect the victims. Bullshit. They really honestly think people are that fool. They really, really do. They really honestly think that people believe that bullshit. The monarchy, the institution, is funded by the public. The public has the right to know the results of that investigation. If you publicly announced that you were doing an investigation regarding bullying allegations by public employees, well, then the public who funds that institution has a right to know what the results of the allegations were. Well, not the results of the allegations, but the public has the right to know what the results of the investigations were. The public has the right to know. This is of public interest. Somebody's private letter to their father is not of public interest. Public employees that are getting bullied by their quote unquote supervisor have the right to make a complaint, and that public institution has to conduct a proper objective investigation, and the public has the right to know the results of that investigation. Point blank, period. Because it is of public interest, because the public has the right to know how their money is being used, where that money is going, and they have the right to know, are these institutions that they fund with their tax-paying dollars, are these institutions treating their public employees fairly and not placing them and having them work in a hostile work environment? Point blank, period. Example right here in your face. White House. The White House here in these United States of America is a public institution. It is funded by federal and state tax dollars. Everybody who works in this White House, not yours, but their salaries are paid for by citizens like me who work. If there are bullying allegations going on in this White House and there's an investigation going on, I, as an American citizen who pays federal taxes and public taxes, has the right to know what the results were of that investigation. Point blank, period. White House doesn't play that insinuations, smears, and then bury. Uh-uh. Doesn't happen. I'm not saying it never happens now, but for the most part, it doesn't happen. President Biden. President Biden. This guy right here. President Biden's top science advisor, who works for the White House, there were bullying allegations leveled against him. There was an investigation regarding those bullying allegations. The White House let the American public know what the results were of those bullying allegations. Okay? And the results were of those bullying allegations is that this man, he bullied and he demeaned his subordinates. Nobody's name, none of the victims' names are in this report. None. Zilch. Nada. So the institution and the monarchy, they can miss us with that bullshit about reasons why they are not going to release the results of this sham investigation. How in the hell do you have an investigation about somebody and you do not interview the accused? Like, how does that happen? It doesn't happen. Not a credible investigation is, of course, is going to interview the accused, right? How can you make an objective, informed, fair decision without interviewing the accused? The accused has the right to tell their side of the story. Sham investigation. Miss Shabazz, thank you so much for the donation. I appreciate it. We appreciate it here at Megan's World Podcast. Thank you so much. But like I was saying, this sham investigation, they didn't even interview the accused. So were they really investigating the bullying allegations? Of course not. Of course not. Mm-mm. What they were hoping was they were hoping that these quote unquote allegations were true. That's what they were hoping. They were hoping that they were true and that they were hoping that there would be some cooperative evidence to prove these allegations. And I really shouldn't call them allegations, right? I don't even think that's the proper word to call them. They really were just complaints, right? People were just complaining because they had to work. Basically, that's the way I see it. I don't think they were allegations. People were just complaining. They were whining. That's what I think. Lottie G, thank you so much for the donation. We here at Megan's World Podcast appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So back to what I was saying. Allegations or just complaints? People just complaining and whining. Was there a formal complaint that was filed? Did we ever establish that there was a formal complaint that was filed by the alleged victims? Now, I can't stand this snake in the grass. Okay. He's a rural rodent reporter. What's his name? Valentine Lowe. That's a perfect name for him. Valentine Lowe. He's lower than a snake's belly. But anyway, he basically says what a lot of us were saying in the Sexist Squad. Now, this is a tweet all the way back from 2021, September 1st of 2021. He was replying to some deranger. And, he's saying that this is misleading nonsense. The former staff members did not make the bullying allegations. Jason Knopf did. Okay. So basically, in this tweet, this rural rodent reporter, he was replying to some deranger. I guess the deranger was saying that the alleged victims filed these formal complaints. And he's saying it's misleading. That's not true. That's not what happened. He's saying that the former staff members did not make the bullying allegations. They did not make the complaint. Jason Knopf did. So this is something else that I saw on Twitter. This guy, his name is Benjamin Bryant. And when the bullying allegations first came out, he had made a lot of long Twitter posts regarding how these investigations are supposed to be conducted. Okay, so when the news broke out that Buckingham Palace, the Insinuations, Smear and Bury institution, when they dropped their news that they had finished their investigation and they were not going to release the results of the investigation, um, he basically sent this tweet out saying, clearing Meghan would be better for her, obviously, but bad for everyone else who allowed things to get to this point. Now, had there been evidence she was guilty of the insane accusations, that would have PR legal benefits, vindicating many, and the report would have been released ASAP. Now that's facts. Come on, guys. Come on, Sexer Squad. Come on, squaddies. We all know. We all know. And I know that you know that I know that you know, and the world knows that if the investigation results were that Meghan did bully the staff, they would have released the results of the investigation. If they didn't release it themselves, they sure would have found a way that this report was leaked. They leak everything else. And if they don't leak everything else, they lie about everything else. But in regards to this, they're scared to lie. And the reason why they're scared to lie is because they know that Meghan doesn't play around. They know that. But squatties, we all know. I mean, we all know, and the world knows that if the results of this sham investigation was that Megan did bully the staff, the report would be out. It would have gotten leaked. We would know. We would know everything. We would know it all. This man right here is absolutely right. And I don't know how many people are on Twitter, especially in the live chat. I don't think a lot of you in the live chat are on Twitter, which actually is probably a good thing. But if you look up his tweet, it's actually like it's a very long post. He's got like 10 different posts in this tweet. And he's a very articulate man, and you could tell that he has a lot of experience when it comes to human resources and the way that credible institutions and credible agencies and credible businesses, human resources department, are supposed to conduct investigations when it comes to bullying, when it comes to allegations of a hostile work environment. Right? This man is very, very articulate in what he says about this sham investigation that was AKA allegedly conducted by Buckingham Palace. Now, I read that the way they did this sham investigation was that the Queen actually hired an outside independent law firm, which actually was a great idea as long as the Queen and Meghan agreed on this law firm doing the investigation. If they were all in agreement and they were okay with this law firm, then that actually was a good idea. Now, if the Queen just picked this law firm herself, well, then no, it wasn't a good idea. So if Meghan didn't have any input in that, well, then, you guys know what I'm saying. Then it wasn't a good idea. As long as it was a mutual agreement on the same law firm, then that's cool. That's cool. But it also brings me back to Meghan being an actual employee of the institution. Perhaps the Queen had no choice but to hire an independent law firm. Human Resources could not do the investigation because they told Meghan that she was not an employee of the institution. Right? All right, hold on. I'm doing something here. I'm trying to do two things at one time. How are you guys doing in the live chat? What are you guys talking about in the live chat? But this is true, though. If Meg was guilty of something, it would have been breaking world news, but otherwise it is buried. Oh my gosh. If she was guilty of something just very, very minor, it would have hit the world news. Yeah, but for whatever reasons, she didn't want to. The Queen could have stopped all of this nonsense with one word, but for whatever reasons, that's not what she wanted to do. It all starts at the top, and the Queen is at the top. So back to Mr. Benjamin Bryant. Another part of his post, he says, follow me here. The most relevant thing to know is that the Sussexes weren't invited to participate in the inquiry. No serious investigation, just transcribes literally just a handful of complaints about a living person without asking for the accused side of things. Yes, she is complicit. Oh, I highlighted the wrong one. Here we go. She is complicit. But for whatever reasons, Megan, says nice things about the queen. That's right. Fish is rotten from the head. Facts. So again, like I was saying, how can you have an investigation without interviewing the accused? Like this man says, no serious investigation just transcribes a handful of complaints about a living person without asking for the accused side of things. You're right. Is it Shella? You're right. Megan is being gracious and respectful. I I agree. This is another thing that he says. I'm still on Benjamin Bryant here. They have the word buried doing a lot of work here. I love that part when he says that. They have the word buried doing a lot of work here. It allows people to insert their own narrative versus actually reporting what facts they do have, if any. Also, if no public report was promised, it's not buried. We should be careful in speculating. I love the way he words that. I love it. I don't think she does. For those of you who are not in the live chat, I'm reading comments in the live chat. I don't think she does. I don't think the queen has any power. I don't. However, I do think that the queen um let's take this back. I think the queen has power within the households, but she doesn't have any power in regards to any legislative power when it comes to making lawful decisions pertaining to the United Kingdom. But she does have power, or she should have power, and she should have influence within the royal households. And she doesn't appear to have that type of power. She doesn't appear to have that type of influence. When your own employees are so quick to run to the press and tell everything that is happening within the institution, that's not a good look. Not to me, anyway. All right. Next slide. I don't know what it is about the monarchy and the traditions of the monarchy and whatever the case may be when they do bullshit like this. But it's obvious that this type of playbook has been around for decades. And I guess people who are monarchists accept this way of doing business. But there are many people outside of the UK, just like I'm pretty sure that there are many people in the UK who see the bullshit. They see it. They see it and the world sees it. Like this person said on Twitter, the palace must be sweating as demands to see the report come from all sides, which this person is correct. You got the derangers saying, please release the report because they really honestly believe the bullshit that the palace is trying is trying to protect Megan. Ay ay ay. And then you have the Sexo Squad and many people throughout the world who say, release the report, and believe that the palace is not releasing the report because they know that Megan didn't do anything wrong. And the palace is trying to bury that. This person is saying the palace must be sweating as demands to see the report come from all sides. If they've been able to prove anything, they release the report. Megan spent over a decade as an actress with a stellar rep. There are no secret bullies in Hollywood. People always talk. Hashtag royal family lied. They lied. No, she's not. The queen is not innocent. And the royal family lied. Lies, lies, lies. Smear campaign. They're haters. Who bullied who? Who bullied who? That's what we want to know. That's what the world wants to know. Who bullied who? How come the monarchy does not want to release the report? Why? Why not? If Meghan bullied people, the public has the right to know. We as fans have the right to know. Right? Well, yeah. I guess you could say that. We as fans have the right to know. I mean, we don't pay for Megan's lifestyle, so I don't know if we have the right to know. But we as fans want to know. Did Megan bully anybody? Is she a bully? Why won't the institution, the monarchy, the queen, who paid for this sham investigation, why doesn't she want it released to the public? Why not? If Megan didn't bully anybody, then she didn't bully anybody. The monarchy could just pull out a statement and say, based on the results of our investigation, we the results were that Megan, Duchess of Sussex, did not bully anybody, and bada bing, bada boom, and poof, that there it is, right? And then they can apologize, they can fall on their sword, and everybody can move on. Okay. Who bullied who? Insinuations, smears, bury. No, 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 no. Ain't no burying. Who bullied who? When it comes to Megan, all we're hearing is that she sent out 5 a.m. emails. That's all we're hearing. We're hearing that Megan sent out 5 a.m. emails. Let me slow down with my talking because I'm getting ready to talk too fast. Let me go ahead and take a drink. This is what we know about Megan. She sent out 5 a.m. emails. One of the staff called her and she didn't call them back. She allegedly humiliated a staff. Doesn't say how, but she humiliated staff. What was the other one? Um, some Royal Rodent reporter said that they saw Megan hiss at somebody. Those are the only ones that I've heard. I haven't heard anything else. Okay. So that's kind of the gist of what I've heard Megan allegedly did. Okay. So again, who bullied who? Let's look what's been put out in the atmosphere by the staff at Kingston Palace. Okay, KP. A UK high society magazine says Meghan Markle has been given the nickname Me Gain in KP. Kingston Palace. Their staff let it be known, briefed to the press, that their nickname for Meghan was Me Game. Who's bullying who? Palace snub. Meghan Markle nicknamed the degree wife by senior royal who claims her marriage will only last 3 years. Who's bullying who? This is a senior royal. A senior royal gave Meghan the nickname degree wife, trying to minimize her education. This came from senior royal staff. This came from staff at Kingston Palace. Who was bullying who? Meghan Markle's former royal aides could testify in her court case. Hmm. Hmm. Who does that? Former staff is going to testify in Meghan's court case against the Daily Mail. Meghan's court case against the Daily Mail had absolutely nothing to do with the institution. Meghan's court case with the Daily Mail, the Daily Fail, had absolutely nothing to do with Kingston Palace, KP. Nothing to do with them. So why did they feel the need to testify in her court case? Who's bullying who? Jason Knopf still works for Prince William and Kate Middleton. Jason Knopf gave evidence to the Daily Mail so that they can help the Daily Mail win their court case against Meghan. And he did this while he was still working for the Airheads. He was still working for the Airheads while he was still briefing against Meghan. He was still working for the Airheads, Prince William, I'm going to say their names, Prince William and Kate. While Meghan was still dealing with her court case against the Daily Fail about copyright and privacy. Let me reword this because I got off track. Jason Knopf, he was still working for Prince William and Kate Middleton while he was presenting evidence to the Daily Fail and to the court to help the Daily Fail win their court case against Meghan, who was suing them for copyright infringement and invasion of privacy. Prince William and Kate, they sanctioned and they allowed their employee to present evidence against their own sister-in-law so she would lose her court case against the Daily Fail. Who's bullying who? Who's bullying who? Think about it now. Who's bullying who? You got a staff who is briefing to the press, letting it be known that they call their quote unquote supervisor these names. And then the staff has another supervisor, Prince William, who is sanctioning the staff to not only brief against his sister-in-law, but to present evidence to the British tabloids that vilify, crucify, dehumanize his sister-in-law on a daily basis, that call his nephew a monkey, but he sanctions his staff to go on ahead and present evidence in court to help the British tabloids win their case against her. British tabloids that crucify, vilify, and dehumanize her on a daily basis. Who's bullying who? Kingston Palace and Clarence House briefing against Harry and Meghan. Who's bullying who? Imagine coming to work every day. Imagine that you're brand new. Right? Just think about it. Try to put yourself in Meghan's shoes. Imagine that you're coming into this institution. You're coming in to this established work environment. You're brand new. You're of a different race and you're of a different culture. And you're coming into this workplace environment. You don't really know anybody. There's already traditions and like how a workplace environment runs. There's already traditions established. There's already what's the word I'm looking for? There's already certain cultures established. There's, you know what I'm saying? There's already a workplace workflow. established, right? And you come into that environment and they already have made judgments about you. They've already decided that they're not going to like you. They already look at you as the help. So imagine coming to that type of work environment every day and then realizing that your own brother in law is allowing that work environment to call you names, to brief against you, and to set you up. Your brother in law is allowing that. Your brother in law has let it be known to that staff that it's okay to call you names. It's okay that you go and that you brief the press about this bloody woman. I have no problems with that. As a matter of fact, I encourage that. Who bullied who? Who bullied who? The palace has issued this warning shot to Harry and Meghan, say sources. Who bullied who? Read that. Think about that. The palace has issued this warning shot. It's in quotes now to Harry and Meghan. Queen to contest Harry and Meghan's mistruths after Lilibet naming dispute. We're talking about a baby here. We're talking about somebody's baby. But oh, the queen had to let it be known that she wasn't happy. She didn't like the fact that they named that Harry and Meghan named their daughter after her. Now, later on, after when there was a big hoorah about this, and the world gasped and was just horrified at the fact that this story got out. Then all of a sudden, the monarchy pulled back on that real quick. And stories started coming out that the queen was very delighted that Harry and Meghan had named their daughter Lilibet. And that she had no problems with it. But I'm going back to who is bullying who? Like, seriously. Look at this. The palace has issued this warning shot to Harry and Meghan. A warning shot. Kingston Palace and Clarence House briefing against Harry and Meghan. Who? Who's bullying who? I don't like to give too much attention to this snake in the grass because he's going to get his. Trust me. He's going to get his. Sometimes karma takes a long time to come back, but boy, when it comes back, mm, mm, mm. This right here is just horrendous and vile. Seriously. It's horrendous and vile. It really, really is. That Prince William and Kate had no problems with this man right here, their trusted employee, who was a trusted employee of Harry and Meghan. Well, actually, I don't think he was a trusted employee. I think they really had no choice but to let him do his job. I don't think they trusted him at all. But, they were hoping that he would do the right thing and do his job. But this right here, th- I don't think people outside of the Success Squad understand the seriousness of this situation right here. Okay. Prince William and Kate Middleton allowed their employee to present evidence in court against their sister in law. A court case that had absolutely nothing to do with the monarchy. I have no words. I I have no words. So imagine how Megan felt when she was going to work every day at KP. Imagine how she felt. She knew it came to a point to where she knew that they were all against her. Imagine how she felt when she realized that, when it hit her that, oh shit, these people are out to get me. Nobody in this room has my back. Nobody in this work environment gives a shit about me or my unborn baby. Nobody, literally nobody but my husband. My brother in law and my sister in law are allowing the staff to call me names, and they're allowing the staff to brief against me to the press. Imagine that. Imagine walking into something like that every day. I can't. I I can't. I don't know how she did it. I really honestly don't. But again, my question, who's bullying who? Like, seriously. And I know I keep on saying this, but who is bullying who? Right? That's who. Those are the bullies right there. And you can add the queen in that picture as well. Corrupt Chuck and punk ass Prince William. They will not release the results of that investigation because that independent law firm probably, I don't know. This is just my opinion. Okay. I don't know. But this is just my opinion. I believe that that independent law firm realized that Megan was the one that was being bullied. I believe that that independent law firm, after they interviewed whoever they interviewed, and when they did a thorough, objective inquiry, they realized, damn, Megan was being bullied, and corrupt Chuck and punk ass Prince William were sanctioning and allowing an hostile work environment for that to happen to her. Corrupt Chuck, but more so Prince William, they were encouraging and they were allowing the staff to call her names. He was encouraging and allowing the staff to brief against Meghan. Punk ass Prince William is responsible for the hostile work environment that Meghan was working in. This is all on Prince William. The staff was getting cues from Prince William. That's what was going on. The staff was getting cues from Prince William. Point blank, period. That's why Harry was like, enough of this bullshit. And that's why he split the houses. That's why Harry was like, we're out of here. We're going to do our own thing. WikiLeaks. They were doing all of the linking. Prince punk ass William. They were doing all of the linking. They were doing all of the briefing. Prince William allowed and he encouraged and he sanctioned his staff to call Meghan names, to brief against her, and to set her up. He sanctioned Jason Knopf to set Meghan up. Prince William was hoping and praying that Meghan lost that court case. Prince William, which I believe was in cahoots with the Daily Fail. He wanted Meghan to fall. He wanted to bury Meghan. Why? Because he wants Meghan. And I don't mean that, in a sexual way. I mean, he wishes that Kate was more like Meghan. I said it and I'll say it again. He wishes that Kate was more like Meghan. He wishes that Kate was more articulate like Meghan. He wishes that Kate had that charisma, that Kate had that charm. That's what he wishes. He couldn't believe that this American biracial woman came into this institution and ran circles around his wife. He couldn't take it. When you are told since birth that you are number one and that you are the best, of course you're going to have a big ego. He couldn't take it. He couldn't take it that his younger brother married a woman that was running circles around his wife. This is all about Prince William right here. And I believe that the results of that investigation probably details that KP was a hostile work environment against Meghan. And that Prince William allowed it to happen. He encouraged it to happen. He sanctioned it to happen. The staff was getting cues from his punk ass. He co-signed on that. Huh. That's a story and I'm sticking to it. And this is what I love. This is what I love. You can't fool everybody. Not everybody believes the bullshit. Hashtag royal family lied. Trending in the United States. Now, you know how we Americans are. We think, we think we are the world, right? That 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 American egocentric attitude that we have, right? We think, shit, if it's trending in America, then it's trending globally because we are the world. Well, we're not. But hashtag royal family lied. I mean, over 64,000 tweets, and I'm pretty sure it probably hit close to 80,000 tweets. Success Squad, this is bigger than us. This is bigger than us. Australia, where are my Australian squaddies at in the chat? Look, Megan, trending, 55,000 tweets. But even more than that, hashtag royal family lied, over 66,000 tweets. This is bigger than the Success Squad. It's bigger than the Success Squad. It's bigger than the Success Squad. India, my South Asian brothers and sisters. Did I tell you guys about the results of my DNA? I found out that I'm what, about 10% South Asian? But anyway, trending in India, over 60,000 tweets. Hashtag royal family lied. They're a sham investigation. They're a bullshit ass investigation. That investigation was a sham. But I believe that karma came back on them 100-fold because the results of that investigation, I think that independent law firm realized that the KP staff was bullying Meghan and that Prince punk ass William was allowing a hostile work environment against Meghan. When you allow your staff to present evidence in court against your own sister-in-law while that staff is still working for you, how are we not supposed to believe that Prince William was not allowing a hostile work environment towards Meghan? All right, let me see what you guys are talking about in the chat. Let me go up, 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 see what your comments are, see what you guys think. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I'm sticking to it. Punk ass William allowed a hostile work environment towards Meghan. He co-signed, he capped for those employees to make up those names about Meghan. He co-signed and he capped for those employees to brief against Harry and Meghan because he was jealous of his brother and he wanted Kate to be like Meghan. I'm looking at you guys' comments. Yep. No bullying, no law firm, no investigation, no report, all lies. Lies, lies, lies. I don't think they even did a report, just like they never hired the diversity czar. I think that independent law firm probably did a report because if they didn't, I think Meghan's attorney would have said something. But I don't believe that they're going to update their HR policies. I think that's all a bunch of bullshit. Mm. The independent law firm discovered who was behind the rumors. Yeah, Prince punk ass William. I kind of agree with that. I mean, when you've been told your whole life that you're going to be king, that's going to have some type of psychological effect on you because you're going to have a huge ego. And if there's somebody who's outshining you, you're not going to be able to deal with that because you've been told that you're going to be king and that you're better than everybody. Yep. That's what I feel. It's true. Everything leads back to William. That's what I feel in my heart of hearts. I mean, corrupt Chuck played a part in it, but like many in the Success Squad have been saying, it all leads back to KP. Yep. KP sponsoring the hate is also reason Harry said he wanted to repair relationship with Chaz, but Billy will have to be space. There's a reason why they're not really talking now. Okay. And I believe that reason is because Harry is just so pissed off that William co-signed on the Knopf thing. Harry can't believe that William allowed, sanctioned, was more than happy to have Jason Knopf present evidence against Meghan in her court case against the Daily Mail. They're coming out with these stories that William doesn't know this Harry. Well, Harry probably doesn't know this William. Harry probably can't believe that William is that evil. I agree with this statement. It's, I think I said it in the last podcast. What time is it? I think I said it in the last podcast, but I did say it in the last podcast. And while I was saying this, I think it was storming and my Wi Fi was going in and out. But remember when I was saying in the last podcast, somebody had asked me, when did I think all of this hate um, against Megan was going to end? And I think I was saying that not all of it's going to end, but it will eventually die down once the Queen passes on, because when Prince Charles becomes king, um, the monarchy is going to eventually cannibalize itself. I don't know if you guys remember that when I was saying that in the last podcast, but I think my Wi-Fi was going in and out. But I truly believe, I truly believe that when the Queen passes on to glory, and when corrupt Chuck becomes king, that the monarchy is eventually going to cannibalize itself. And this is what I mean. I'm going to say this real quick. When Prince Charles becomes king, Prince Charles and William are going to be at war. I'm telling you right now, they're going to be at war because William is going to be briefing against his pops, and Prince Charles is going to be briefing against William. And another part to that, it's twofold. Corrupt Chuck and William are going to be at war, and then the airheads household, there's going to be a lot of stuff coming out about what's really going on in the airheads household. And the younger generations in the UK, they're going to be like, you know what? Forget this mess. We do not want a monarchy. And that's what I mean by the monarchy is eventually going to cannibalize itself. But all right. Oops, I don't want to. No, 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 no. All right. Let's go ahead and talk about some good things. All right. Let's talk about some good stuff here. Good vibes, good vibes, good vibes. But that JK, I'm gonna call him JK. JK, ooh. I can't wait till Karma come back on him. I can't. I can't. Because I believe if Karma does, if and when, not if, it is, when Karma comes back on JK, and if it's the type of karma that hurts him financially because of the monarchy, he is going to sing. And the reason why he's going to sing is because he's an American. But ooh, girl, I can't wait till Karma comes back on him. Mm, 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 mm. All right, let's get some good vibes going. How are you guys doing in the chat? And those of you who are not in the chat and you're listening, thank you for listening. I had to get that mess off my chest. Is he from Indiana? Oh, he's in. Oh, I'm sorry. No, he's in India. Is that where he is? Yes, I heard. Yes, I know. I know she paid for the investigation privately, and I know that an independent a law firm that's supposed to be objective, did the investigation. What I was saying earlier in the chat was, I hope that Meghan and Harry agreed to have this law firm do the investigation. If the Queen just picked this law firm on her own and Harry and Meghan had no say so, well then, that brings up red flags as well. But that's what I'm saying though. Where did that comment go? You don't file bullying allegations for other people. That's not how business works. The alleged victims have to be the one to file the complaints. So, like I said, it was a sham investigation to begin with. But I think that the monarchy shot themselves in the foot when they made the public announcement. They should have never made the public announcement. But they did it because that's how desperate they were. They were so desperate about that Oprah interview. They knew that the shit was going to go down. They knew it. They knew the shit was going to hit the fan in regards to the Oprah Winfrey interview. And like many people say in the Success Squad, Harry and Meghan didn't tell all. They were being nice. They were. They were being nice, in my opinion. They didn't tell all. They didn't. They said very nice things about the queen. I mean, Harry didn't really say too much negative things about corrupt Chuck. He basically just expressed disappointment. My father stopped taking my calls. I mean, big deal. I mean, he didn't really say horrific things about corrupt Jack. All he said about William was that it's space. He said he loved his brother, right? He said he loved William, but it's space, and he wants to work on her relationship with his dad. Megan didn't call the racists out. Their main gripe was with the institution. All Megan did was tell the truth that Megan was the one that made her cry. How is that an attack on Kate? No, that bitch made Megan cry. Point blank, period. And we all know it's true. And the reason why we all know it's true is because they keep on bringing it up. The British tabloids and quote unquote Kate Middleton's friends and her family, they keep on bringing this up. They keep on bringing up the Megan made Kate cry story. They keep on bringing it up. Why? Because it's true. Kate made Megan cry. It's true. That bitch made Megan cry. It is what it is with that. She made Megan cry. Megan was nice. Megan said that, she fell on her sword. Kate fell on her sword. Kate brought her flowers, wrote her a note, and they had moved on. It wasn't an attack on Kate. It was just setting the record straight, telling the truth. No, that bitch made Megan cry. It is what it is. And see, if Kate was a woman, if she was a real woman, she would say, it's true. I did make Megan cry. And I felt really bad that I acted that way. However, we moved past that, and that story that Megan made me cry is just not true. It's not a true story. It was the other way around. And I take full responsibility for my actions. Very ashamed of myself for what I did that day. How hard is that? Would it be so hard to say that? That yes, it was yes. I did make Megan cry, and I'm ashamed of that. I was having a horrible day and I wasn't myself, and I was wrong. I was just wrong. And when the story came out, I should have spoken up and said, "No, no, no, no. Let me set the record straight. I was the one that made Megan cry." But we moved well past that. How hard would it be for Kate, the future queen consort, to fall on her sword and just admit it? She's not a perfect person. We all have our bad days. Of course, that bitch can't admit that she made Megan cry. All right, like I was saying, we're supposed to move on and talk about positivity, right? Good vibes, right? Shannon Watts. Those of you who do not know Shannon Watts, she founded I should say. She's the CEO, founder of Mom's Demand. So she let it be known that the staff and the volunteers of Mom's Demand have been working around the clock for weeks. So it was moving that they received a supportive note and snacks from our favorite Duchess, Meghan. Let's see. I need to put my glasses on. Woo! I can't see. Let me get my glasses real quick. Okay. For clarity reasons, let me go back to the other slide. Shannon Watts. Okay. Her story is actually, let me go to this slide right here. There she is. For those of you who do not know who she is in the chat, Shannon Watts. Okay. She was a stay at home mom. However, she became the founder of one of the largest gun violence prevention organizations in the United States. Okay. So, what Shannon Watts did was she became the founder of Moms Demand Action for Gun Sense. Okay. And what they do is they've got moms all across America who advocate for gun control, sensible gun control, though. Okay. Because moms all across America are tired of seeing children get massacred by guns. Okay. So, this lady here, Shannon Watts, she was a stay at home mom and she got sick and tired of seeing the gun violence. And she founded this nonprofit organization called Moms Demand. And what these moms demand is action for sensible gun control. So, Miss Watts let us know that volunteers and staffs have been working around the clock because of the horrific gun massacre of children in Texas. Um, they've been working around the clock, and Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, uh, obviously she was aware of Mom's Demand, and what Meghan did was she sent them a nice, lovely, supportive note, and she sent snacks. Imagine getting that. And let's see here. Whew, these glasses are no longer working for me. So go to the slide. So this is Megan's letter. And Megan says, good afternoon, ladies, to each of you and your fearless leader, Shannon. A huge thank you for the work you are doing to keep our kids, families, and communities safe. Please know that while you may feel exhausted by your endless by your endless hours of dedication to this cause, I hope you feel energized and knowing that the work you're doing is vital and deeply so appreciated. As a mom, as a friend, thank you so much, Megan. Isn't that awesome? So that's what we all love about Megan, right? There's nothing performative about Megan. This is Megan on a consistent basis. This is Megan in her element. This is what Megan does, and this is what she's been doing on a consistent basis, basically since the age of 11. Right? Advocating for women's issues and supporting those who are servicing the community in any capacity that they can. That school shooting in Texas where 19 children lost their lives, that really, it appears to me that that really affected Megan. And we're going to continue, I believe, to see more stories about this. Her reaching out to people and supporting people who are supporting families whose children were killed by gun violence. So it was awesome when I heard that news, and it just made me, it just validated for me, I should say, that Megan is not new to this. She is true to this. And no matter what the haters and the derangers say about her in her actions, when she publicly supports a cause, or when she publicly supports people that have been traumatized, or people that um, have had some type of disruption in their lives, or people who are grieving the loss of others, or when there's been some senseless act of violence against somebody or a group of people, when she publicly supports them and gets all this hate and negative commentary said about her, it proves to me that she's not paying attention to the noise. She's going to continue to do what she thinks is the right thing to do. And that's what I love about Megan. That's what I love. She's going to continue to do what she feels is the right thing to do, despite all of the noise. So that was awesome. And that was good news to see that Megan is supporting, and she is well aware of mom's demand. And she's well aware of Shannon Watts' organization. So that's awesome. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, this slide right here, I wanted to talk briefly about this. This is a headline. This right here says Meghan Markle and Prince Harry reportedly didn't ask the Queen for a photo with baby Lilibet. A tabloid claimed Meghan and Harry's request for a pic was rejected and that Netflix is upset. Reality is way different. Okay, this is Elle magazine. Okay, I busted out laughing when I read this. But this is Elle magazine calling out that trash bucket Royal Rodent reporter Angela Levin. I thought this was so funny. I mean, like, I seriously busted out laughing. Okay. So Elle magazine, God bless them. And Elle magazine and Glamour magazine and what's the other one? Harper's Bazaar and all those, to me, they're trash too, because there are times where they have nothing but great positive things to say about Megan, and then there are times where they're backstabbing her in the back. So trust me, you know, I side-eyed American magazines just as much as I side-eyed all British tabloid magazines. It's just that the British tabloid magazines, I despise them, because in my opinion, they're really trying to cause harm to Megan. But anyway, Elle magazine, I mean, in this article, they was calling out Angela Levin. And we all know who she is, right? We all know who she is. She's the trash ass royal reporter who constantly makes up lies and has nothing but negative things to say about Harry and Meghan, but more so Meghan. Right. So Elle magazine called her out. And what Elle magazine did was they wrote this article, and I didn't know this, but they basically were saying that the New York Post was the first uh, organization. I don't want to call them a news organization, but they were the first ones to call out Angela Levin. Um, so this is what Angela said. Angela was on, what was it, GB News in the UK, and she was basically saying that that Netflix, boy, they made Netflix the boogeyman. Okay, Netflix is the new UK boogeyman, right? Netflix, right? It's all about Netflix when it comes to these Royal Rodent reporters. But Angela Levin claimed that she heard, right, that she heard that Netflix was upset that Harry and Meghan didn't spend a lot of time with the Queen and they didn't get a photo of the Queen with Lilibet. Because, this is what Netflix wanted from Harry and Meghan. And, they were upset. They were upset, according to Angela Levine. This is what she told GB News. So Elle Magazine is saying that first it was the Post that reported that the Daily Mail's report on this story, that they were skeptical of the story. Okay. And um the Post, New York Post, was calling out the Daily Mail, saying that they were skeptical of the story on the source's expertise in writing. And they were saying that they're skeptical because this writer, Angela Levine, is a self proclaimed royal expert. I busted out laughing. So the New York Post, and they're trash too. Don't get me wrong. It's really just trash calling out trash, right? When it comes to these trash tabloid magazines. The New York Post is a trash American tabloid magazine. Just like the Daily Mail is a trash UK tabloid magazine, right? But what I love about this is that Elle magazine is basically saying that the New York Post was calling out the Daily Mail because the Daily Mail was believing this quote unquote self proclaimed royal expert. So they're like, how are you going to believe a self proclaimed royal expert saying that they heard that Netflix was upset at Harry and Meghan for not getting a picture with the Queen and Lilibet? The New York Post is like, Daily Mail, yo, how y'all just gonna believe this self-proclaimed royal expert saying that she heard that Netflix was upset? They're like, really? So what Elle Magazine is saying is Elle Magazine is basically calling them both out, right? But more so Angela Levine, which I find is funny as hell. Because that's what it says. A tabloid claimed Meghan and Harry's request for a pic was rejected and that Netflix is upset. Reality is way different. In Elle magazine, it said Meghan Markle and Prince Harry reportedly didn't ask the Queen for a photo with baby Lilibet. And if you read the article is basically saying that no, 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 no. Harry and Meghan did not request to have a pic with the Queen with baby Lilibet. Yes, they spent time with the Queen. And Lilibet got to spend time with the Queen. And the Queen met her great granddaughter who's named after her and this, that, and the other, but they didn't make no such requests because they know that the Queen is not in good health. They weren't there for that. They weren't there to get photos. There were no Netflix cameras there, period. So, Angela Levine, you are an entire class ass lying clown. And it just cracks me up that the New York Post called the Daily Mail out for writing such an article quoting Angela Levine, a quote unquote self proclaimed royal expert. That shit is funny as hell to me. And this is what I was looking at. The sourcing on the story isn't any Netflix employee or spokesperson. That's what Elle Magazine is saying. Elle Magazine is like, wait a minute. This story would be more believable if there was like a spokesperson from Netflix who actually said this. But this is coming from a quote unquote self proclaimed royal expert. So, what people are saying is, what the hell would a self proclaimed royal expert know what Netflix wants? And the New York Post called it out first. The New York Post is like, wait a minute, Daily Mail, how y'all just gonna take the word of a self proclaimed royal expert saying that they heard Netflix was upset? Like, really? Well, of course, the Daily Mail is going to believe any and everything that Angela Levine has to say about Harry and Meghan because everything that she says is all negative, right? So, I just found the story to be quite funny. No, trust me, nobody. Well, let me say it this way: the only people that want a picture of Lilibet with the Queen are the British trash ass tabloids so they can make money, right? They're the ones that want that picture. They want that picture so they can make money. It'll sell magazines for them. It's clickbait for them. You don't hear reporters over here in America or any of these American magazines um, writing stories wanting to see a photo of Lilibet with the Queen. That is not in high demand over here in America. It's not. And what I love about Harry and Meghan, they were like, we don't need a queen. I mean, a picture with the Queen for Lilibet. We're just going to go ahead and release a picture of Lilibet by herself because she is a queen. She's a queen already by herself. So, bam, here you go. Next slide. All right. Keeping on the same theme right here. I mean, this chick, she just keeps talking and talking and talking and talking. And I think the reason why she keeps on talking is because her book didn't sell like she thought it was going to sell. I think that's what her problem is. Her book didn't sell as much as she thought it was going to sell. And that's why she keeps on talking and talking and talking to bring attention to herself in this damn book. Her horrible book. Tina Brown, another self proclaimed royal expert, she says Prince Harry is a bigger problem for the monarchy than Prince Andrew because you never quite know where he's going to pop up. Like, really? Stephanie Rule. Many of us here in America know who she is. Okay. She is she's on MSNBC, I believe. and she has her own show on MSNBC, and she saw what fool Tina Brown said. Okay, Stephanie saw the foolery. She read it, right? And Stephanie's like, "Can a rural expert explain this rationale?" Oh my gosh, I'm gonna bust out laughing. I need to stop. Hold on. I gotta get my glasses again. Okay, sorry about that. So, like I was saying, Stephanie Rule, she's on MSNBC, and I believe she has her own 2 hour slot. If I'm not mistaken, I don't really watch MSNBC that much, but Stephanie Rule, she saw the foolery of what Tina Brown said, and Stephanie Rule was like, "Can a royal expert explain this rationale? Feeling confident one could be partying with convicts and underage girls is better than the uncertainty of what another could possibly say publicly about his family?" That's not a good look. That is not a good look. Okay. When you have credible journalists calling out quote unquote self proclaimed royal reporters on their bullshit, that is not a good look. It's not a good look for royal reporters, and it's not a good look for the monarchy. Okay. I mean, Stephanie Rule, she made Tina Brown look like a fool. I mean, read that. She's like, "Can a royal expert explain this rationale?" And trust me, there was no royal expert that came into her mentions to explain that rationale. Oh, no. Mm-mm. No royal expert, no self proclaimed royal expert, no Richard K. No, who's the other rat faced Richard? Him. You guys know what I'm talking about. That one. He didn't come underneath her mentions and explain the rationale. Jabba the Hutt, he didn't come underneath her mentions and explain the rationale. Shifty Shift, Chris, he didn't come underneath her mentions to explain the rationale. Okay, nobody, none of them did. And she asked, "Can a royal expert explain this rationale? Feeling confident one could be partying with convicts and underage girls is better than the uncertainty of what another could possibly say publicly about his family?" Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Dickie Palmer. Like none of them. None of them came underneath her mentions. And I'm telling you, those Royal Run reporters, they watch and they read what American reporters and journalists say about Harry and Meghan. They do. They follow those guys, and they want to because they want to know what Americans are generally thinking. However, it's more so they want to know what American journalists' opinions are when it comes to the royal family and when it comes to Harry and Meghan. They do. So it's just funny to me that there was no self proclaimed Royal Royal reporter that came into her mentions to explain that rationale. And trust me, she's not the only American journalist that saw what Tina Brown said. And she's not the only American journalist that was like, "What? Really?" The world is seeing the bullshit. I'm telling you, the world is seeing the bullshit and they calling it out. And I love it. I think it's wonderful. I don't want Tina Brown to stop talking. I don't. I want her to continue to talk. Just talk, 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 talk. Say what's ever on your mind. Say what's ever on your mind. That's right. Everyone sees them for the royal clowns. They all are. Absolutely. That's facts right there. That is facts. Yes. More American journalists need to start calling these bold faced liars out every time instead of entertaining their passive aggressiveness against Meghan and Harry on US media. Exactly. Call them out. Question them. Challenge them. Challenge them when they say certain things. You heard when a royal reporter says I heard, call them out. You heard from who? What do you clarify that? What do you mean you heard? Call them out. When a royal reporter says it is understood, understood by who? You're on American TV. If you're reporting something, you need to be reporting facts here. It is understood. When they say it is understood, it's a lie. It's understood to be a lie because they're lying. Lies, 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 lies. Oh my gosh. It's after 10 o'clock. I need to move on. I'm keeping you guys up. Miss Thomas, thank you so much for the donation. And you know what? I believe that we had gotten a new channel member. And I want to give props to the new channel member. But yeah, I'm glad that there's more American reporters who are starting to call these royal reporters out. I love it. Okay, more positivity. This young man, he had released this post on Twitter, and he says, "The way my mom just got off the phone with Meghan Markle, the Duchess, she's so sweet and lovely. She really went out of her way to check on the family. It means so much." I mean, this was an awesome post. I believe this young man is the nephew of one of the teachers that was massacred. So again, at the end of the day, Megan is going to continue to do what she feels is right, despite all of the negativity, all of the hating, all of the noise. She's going to continue to stay true to self, and she's going to continue to do what she feels is right. So it's obvious that Megan is still reaching out to families whose loved ones were massacred in the Texas shooting at the elementary school. And she's continuing to check on these families and she's continued to be supportive. And I love her for that. I think that's awesome. Because at the end of the day, when the news reporters and the cameras leave, those stories tend to fall off and people tend to forget about those stories, right? We tend to forget about those tragic events. I mean, look at Buffalo. Look how quickly we all forgot about what happened in Buffalo. I believe it was 10 African Americans that were massacred in a grocery store in Buffalo, New York, because they were black. And that story came and it basically went. And that's so sad that people were massacred in their own neighborhood shopping at their own neighborhood grocery store. I was so happy to see, our vice president go to the funeral. I was so happy to see that. But you know, our favorite Duchess, she's going to continue to do her, and I'm glad that she's continues to support these families in any way, any capacity that she can. Awesome to see. Here was a tweet that I thought was awesome. And this tweet says Meghan Markle worked with the United Nations entity for gender equality and the empowerment of women as an advocate. We salute you, ma'am. You see what I'm saying? Meghan has a lot of love globally all across the world. People know. People know somebody who's genuine, and people know somebody who is true to the game. I thought that was an awesome tweet. And I just love this picture of her. She is just so pretty in this picture. All right. This post, somebody had posted this on Twitter, and it's actually from Instagram. So apparently, um, Nacho's wife uh, posted this on her Instagram page, and we all know that Meghan and Harry, they're back in Santa Barbara, and Harry's been playing polo, and Meghan has been supporting Harry going out to the polo matches, which is awesome. And isn't it just great to see Meghan and Harry just being Meghan and Harry? Don't you love it? They're just being normal people. Harry's out there playing polo, having fun, enjoying life, and Meghan comes out there, dressed as a regular mom, wife, all denim, looking like one of us, just supporting her husband. She kind of reminded me of a friend of mine. Right, I have this friend whose husband plays soccer. Okay, and they're Costa Rican. Okay, and her husband plays soccer, and I mean he plays soccer. Soccer is his life, and sometimes I'll call her and say, hey girl, you want to meet somewhere and have a couple of drinks or just hang out or whatever. And she's like, yeah, I'm at this this football game, but I'll be done and da 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 da. And I mean, she's very supportive of her husband playing soccer, playing football. And when I see Megan supporting Harry playing polo, that's who they remind me of. They remind me of my friend who supports her husband that plays soccer all the damn time. But anyway, and that's what I love about Megan. It's like a lot of us can relate to her in so many different ways. Right. Just as Megan, not as the Duchess, but just as Megan, and I love that. I just do. But like I was saying, I think I'm getting a little tipsy here, but Nacho's wife had posted this lovely post on her Instagram page about Megan. Okay. And she writes, M, looking forward to many more of these times with you and H. Getting to spend time together over these 2 months was so special. I wish everyone knew the way you are. My sister, my new fellow P wife, Polo wife. Genius of you to come up with this. And it's a laugh emoji. Can't wait to see you again soon to share thrills, hikes, and just more chill time. You also have my respect. Keep walking steady and strong. Listen to your heart, and that will guide you well because you have a big one and it's a beautiful one. I love you, my darling. Can't be possible that this is the only P wife picture we have together. Vamos. And then she has hashtag Los Padres Polo Team. And then her husband, Nacho, replies, I second that. We love you, M. Now, isn't that awesome? Isn't that just wonderful? Megan has a real sister in law. She does. She has a real sister in law, and Harry has a real brother. Now that's true. That's genuine. That's a true, real, genuine friendship because she didn't have to post that. She didn't have to. And she probably was aware that she might get some trolls in her mentions, but she didn't care. She's like, I'm gonna show my friend, some love, some public love. And Nacho co-signed on that. I thought that was awesome. And it makes me feel good. And I'm pretty sure it makes everybody in the Success Squad feel good that Megan's got some true friends. Megan and Harry have some real, true to the game, down for whatever best friends that have their back and that are supportive and that will be there for them. I mean, it is so touching, and I'm so glad that they have that, and I love that for them. I do. I love that for them. All right. Woo! It's late. Wow, we still have a lot of people who are listening, and we still have a lot of people in the chat. I'm glad you guys are still here. I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed me rambling and going on, just talking, talking, talking. Let me go ahead and see what you guys are talking about in the live chat. Yes, thumbs up, please. Thumbs up, please. Oh my God. Some of the stuff you guys are talking about in the chat. What the hell? All right. I'm going to highlight this one. Megan is so inspiring. Megan has done more in her lifetime than any of the people in that unroyal family, as well as the liars writing about her. Harry said he had to up his game when he met Megan. Absolutely. That is so true. So, so true. What? The way I feel right now, I could so be Nacho's side piece. But Nacho is fine now. He is good looking. Church Nelly, I didn't know you had a thing for Nacho. Okay, now you go, Church Nelly. Black Queen, thank you so much for the donation. Appreciate your support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, it was. It was a beautiful post. It really was. Nacho's wife, she didn't have to post that. She didn't. But she was very intentional with it, wasn't she? Very purposeful and very intentional. She wants her friend to know, not just personally, but publicly, that hey girl, I got you. I got you. And I'm going to say this publicly. Let's see what else you guys talk about in the chat. Oh my God. I'm not going to say that. Yes, she does. Excuse me. All right. So we're getting ready to end this podcast. I appreciate you guys joining us this evening on the live podcast of Success Talk. Right now, we're just going to concentrate on Duchess, Megan. Look at that. Isn't she beautiful? Look at that. Who takes iconic pictures like that? I mean, there are some women now who take iconic pictures in real time. There are. But I mean, Megan has got to be like what, one of the top 3, top 2 women right now as we speak that can take an iconic picture in real time. She's not posing or nothing. She's just doing her thing, and the photographer just snaps a shot and bam, iconic. Look at that. Bam. I just love these pictures. Just iconic. Bam. Look at that. You can't copy that. You could try, right? I mean, you could try, but you can't copy that. You can't copy and paste that. No matter how hard you try, it's not going to work. It's just not. How about you do you and let Megan do her? I mean, Megan gonna do her regardless, right? The Duchess is going to do her no matter how hard you try to copy her, right? She's gonna do her. You can copy and paste all you want, but you're hurting yourself. Just do you. Do you, because at the end of the day, Megan is going to do her. Look at that. Look at that. I just love this picture. I just love. Oh Jesus, I love that picture. They need to make a poster out of this picture. They need to make a poster out of this damn picture. My God. Bam! Paint that. Paint that. Some couples just got it. You know what I'm saying? Some couples just got it. And no matter how hard you try to brief to the press, no matter how hard you try to copy and paste, it's not going to work. You got to stay in your lane and do you. You have to stay in your lane. Do you. Continue with the fake smiles. Continue with the fake hand waves. Continue with the boring ass dresses and the funny looking hats. Continue with the same ass boring looking blue suits. Do you stay in your lane? Because when you venture out and you try to copy and paste, it's an epic failure. Okay? Okay. All right. You can't compete with that, airheads. Just do you. I had to talk about it. I mean, did y'all see that ridiculous painting? Like for real, seriously. Did y'all see that? You don't think the airheads were trying to copy this picture right here? I think they were. I think the airheads were trying to copy this picture right here. And it was an epic failure. All right, guys, it's time to end this live podcast of Success Talk. Buckingham Palace, Insinuations, Smears, and Barry. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I went a little long tonight. Jesus, it's 10:30. But we had fun tonight. We had fun. Yes, Church Nelly. I didn't know you had a thing for Nacho. Now, I've had a thing for Nacho for a while. And what's funny about the whole Nacho situation was I had a thing for him when he was modeling. I had no idea he was a polo player. I had no idea that Nacho was a polo player. I thought he was a model. What was Nacho doing? Was he modeling for some men's cologne or something? But anyway, I had no idea he played polo, none whatsoever. And I discovered that he played polo um, when I'm kind of ashamed to say this, but I discovered that he played polo when Megan married or was dating Harry, because Megan went to some polo game and Nacho was there. And I was like, "Oh shit, he's a polo player?" Is that what he was doing? Okay, he was modeling for polo for men's cologne. What? Okay, there you go. I had I I that's when I discovered Nacho, when he was modeling for polo. I honestly thought he was just a fine ass Argentinian model. I had no idea he was a polo player until Megan started dating Harry, and Nacho I think played in the charity event, and he gave Harry the trophy, and I was like, "Oh shit." I was like, "Nacho is a polo player." And then I read about him and I was like, "I'll be damned. He is a professional polo player and he's like the top polo player." So anyway, yeah, that's my spill about Nacho. Kay Castillo, oh my goodness, thank you so much for the donation. And you are a channel member, so we really, really appreciate your donation. All right, guys, I need to wrap this up. Wrap it up, Special K Thoughts. Wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for listening to the live podcast tonight. Um, Lord's willing, we will be back next week. If you are not a subscriber, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Megan's Duchess of Advocacy World Podcast. We are on Twitter. We are on Instagram. We are on Spotify and Apple Podcast. Let's see what else. I appreciate you guys listening. And like I was saying, Lord's willing, we should be back next week, Friday. What do we have to look forward to? Well, we still got Harry's memoirs. And what else? We got Megan's series podcast coming out. Ooh, I can't wait for that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I can't wait for that because I'm pretty sure that she's gonna have some guests on there that talk about the decision that happened today regarding the Supreme Court overturning Roe versus Wade. Um, I was going to talk about that during this podcast, but I think I'll save that for later. I've been rambling so much tonight, and I think the reason why I was rambling so much tonight is because that decision just really got me in a funk. It really, really did. So actually, this live podcast tonight actually brought my spirits up a little bit. But yeah, I hope that Megan talks about that on her podcast. I'm pretty sure she'll bring it up, and um, I won't be surprised if she makes some type of statement about that. But nevertheless, guys, it is time to end. I appreciate you guys joining us. Again, if you're not a subscriber, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button. What do we say when we end this podcast? No bad energy. Don't forget to hydrate. There's another one. What's the other one? Help me out in the chat. Oh, is it feed the chickens? So don't forget to hydrate. No bad energy. And feed the chickens. Yeah, feed the chickens. Good night, everybody. Thank you for joining us. And I will see you soon. Bye, everybody. Hold up. Wait a minute. God damn it. You know what I forgot? I forgot to end with our rebel yell. See, I told you that Supreme Court decision got me all jacked up. All right, guys, I'm back. And we're going to end with our rebel yell. Okay? We have to end with our rebel yell. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Continue to wear the SS on your chest because you know we are the best. Good night, squatties. Good night. You guys would have never, ever in life, ever let me forget that.